Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. Today's video is going to be my August makeup basket and my next update for my Pan That Palette project. So let's go ahead and get into it. So in case anyone is just now tuning in, if you are not familiar, I am working on panning the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. So what I'm going to do first is tip you down, show you what it looked like at the start of July and what it is currently looking like, and maybe set some usage goals. I'm going to tell you how often I used each of the shades, and then we're going to roll on into the items that I am going to include in this month's makeup basket. I don't necessarily do a shop my stash type video because my collection is not very big. I have really kind of trimmed it down to what I am actually going to use. So I do have some things that I'm going to add into the makeup basket, but most of what I'm using is my Project Pan items. So if you're curious about those, I will link the most recent update above and you can check that out. But this is going to be a quick one, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at my palette and see how well, or not well in this case, I did with using the shade. So first of all, here is what it looked like at the beginning of July. And here is what we are looking like now. So these two shades have been panned for a while. So we're going to start right here with Burnout. In July, I used this 7 times, Limit 3 times, Buzz 8 times, Trick 2 times, Nooner 5 times, Liar 2 times, Factory 4 times, Mugshot 6 times, Dark Side 0 times, and Dark Heart 1 time. So I had hoped to do a little bit better. I was really hoping this shade would be completely gone, that maybe I would have finished the top part of this, but looking at these numbers, I really did not wear eyeshadow a lot in July. Part of that is because for like a week I had really itchy lash lines, and so I wasn't wearing any eye makeup. So yeah, definitely did not get as much use out of this in July as I was hoping. So let's talk about some goals for August. I am back at work, so I am wearing makeup pretty much Monday through Friday. My goal is going to be to have this one, which is Buzz, completely finished. You can tell I'm really close, so that should be doable. I'm also probably going to repress this one. It's getting a little bit hard to get shadow on my brush, so I think I'm going to repress this one, which may help this one be used up as well. And I would also kind of hope that I can finish the middle part out here of this shade, which is Burnout. So these are kind of the 3 shades that I'm really going to focus on. I do have Pan in all of the shades that I'm wanting to finish because I am not planning on panning these 2 right here. So we're just going to keep kind of plugging away at these, but I would really love to see some good use with these 3 shades here. So these are going to be my focus for August, and we will see how I can do. All right, now it's time to take a look at the items in this month's makeup basket. So we're going to go ahead and tip back down, and I'm going to walk you through them. All right, so we're going to move on to my makeup basket. I am starting with the same 3 things that I pretty much start with every episode of this. I have my usual setting powder. This is from Estetica. I have combined it with a powder from NYX, so that's that. Still going strong. I still have my same Bare Minerals Invisible Bronzer. This is in the shade Fair to Light. I really like this. It is pretty much the only bronzer that works well with my skin tone, so that's staying in there. And I also still have the number 7 translucent perfect light powder that I use to set my under eye. Still going strong. Obviously I do have pan, but this should still last for quite a while. So those are not changing. I am also not changing my eyeliner. This is the Benefit Roller Liner. It's still working. It's going back in there. I also still have the Urban Decay Brow Blade this end is completely gone, but I am still working on this end right here. It's still going strong, so it's still around. And then last month, I believe, I talked about the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions Mascara. Obviously, this is only the second month that I've been using it, so that is still my go-to and what I'm using. So let's chat a little bit about some things that might be changing. I have been using this Urban Decay primer potion, but this is almost gone, so I did pick up this eye primer from Ulta Beauty. It is still wrapped in plastic. I haven't opened it. This is just the matte eye primer, so this will potentially start getting use this month because this one is almost gone, so I just wanted to kind of mention that. I also still have my same foundation, the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This is in the shade Light 45W, if you can see that. This is like the perfect shade match for me. I'm really enjoying this. And then I did pick up a new concealer. This is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, and this is in the shade Light. And this works really well on my under eyes. So I've been wearing these two pretty much regularly, but I do also have this Becca under eye corrector, which is in my Project Pan, which I will also use as a concealer for like my lighter makeup days, particularly on the weekend. So that is also still getting some use. That's in my Project Pan. So obviously I am working on trying to get a little bit more use out of this. For primer, I am still using the one from Neutrogena. This is the Matte Primer Plus Serum Shine Control. I really like this. I put this on under my sunscreen and I felt like it's helped keep me matte. You can tell I've used a pretty good amount of it. And then I did pick up this Benefit Professional just for my nose area because my nose is just problematic. It doesn't sit well under foundation. Foundation looks terrible on it, but this seems to really work for me just on my nose. So I did pick this up just to make makeup application a little bit easier. So those are my two primers. I also have for brows this ABH Brow Powder Duo. This is in the shade Ash Brown. You can see I definitely have been using one shade over the other, but I have started using the darker shade kind of in the arch of my brows and at the tails. So that side is starting to get a little bit of use, but this lighter shade is definitely my preferred color. I'm probably going to have to get a new one of these at some point, but probably not this month. Now let's talk about blushes. So I have this Benefit Blush Bar palette. The shade Gold Rush, I believe, which is this one right here. Yes, Gold Rush is in my Project Pan. So this is a pinky shade with a shimmer, as you can tell. So last month I mentioned that I wanted to put a peach blush into my makeup basket as well. So I pulled out these three right here. I do also have the Glossier Cloud Paint, but the other blush in my Project Pan is already the pink shade of that. So we're going with a peach. This is the one I had in my makeup basket last month. I really, really like this. It has a shimmer. It's really pretty. This one is matte. And then this one also has a bit of a shimmer. I did swatch all of these in last month's video, so you can look at that if you want to see swatches. But I have been using this shade right here, which is called Champagne Truffle in this Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I have one of these shades in my Project Pan, this one right here. But I've been using Champagne Truffle as like a highlighter, so it's looked really pretty. So I think because I'm using this as a highlighter, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the matte peach blush this month, which is the one from Tarte. It is the shade Quirky. You can tell I've already repressed it, but I'm gonna put this back in my makeup basket to pair up with that Champagne Truffle shade out of this chocolate bar palette. So this is the one I'm gonna add to my makeup basket for August. And then on top of the Too Faced Chocolate Bar, because I am kind of playing around with some of these other shades, and then obviously with my Urban Decay Naked 3, I think I'm going to add in this Flower Beauty Jungle Lights palette because it's got really pretty shimmers and I feel like I can use them as like toppers. So I'm going to add that into this month's makeup basket as well, just to kind of give me some fun things to play around with. I really, really like these. They're really, really pretty. I'll go ahead and swatch them for you. So there they are, all swatched. They're just so pretty. And I love using them as eyeshadow toppers. So yeah, so I'm gonna add this into the eyeshadows that I'm kind of gonna be playing with this month. I feel like that will give me some really pretty combos and should be a lot of fun. So there's a look at what I'm going to be adding to my makeup basket for August. And that's it, y'all. That is this month's Makeup Basket and Pan That Palette update video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, everyone.